A very, very good evening to all of you. We are going to uh, start the new chapter that is called circulation. You are familiar with the chapter because in lower grade, that is grade 10, you studied the importance of circulation and about human circulatory system. But when we will discuss about this chapter, I request all of you to once again recapitulate the concept of circulation in all animals, because if you are considering questions of circulation for NEET, uh, any animals and their circulation can be asked, and we dealt that quite in detail in chapter number 4 during classification of animal kingdom. So without wasting much time, we will directly go to the chapter that is named as body fluid and circulation. In human physiology chapter, this chapter is carrying lot of weightage, and you can expect definitely minimum one question from this chapter. Yes, Krishna, you want to ask something better? Krishna, I cannot hear you.
मैम बोला था कि वो फ्रॉड कराने वाले हो आप.
Which one?
फ्रॉड.
That too we will do later, beta. Today we will discuss with body fluid and circulation. So in body fluid and circulation chapter, which is definitely a very, very important chapter as the as far as the what I can say weightage is there, but it will be comparatively easy for you because you studied this chapter earlier also. So before we proceed for the chapter, we need to know what do we mean by circulation. Circulation means transport of various things in every corner of our body. We are multicellular organisms, so a perfect kind of balance should be maintained in between different parts of the body, and it is expected to have such kind of balance. So in breathing and exchange chapter, we discussed already that how CO2 and O2 is supplied and gathered from different part of body. So circulation will have this role. Apart from that, we know that our excretory organ is kidney, and then other parts associated with kidney. But does it the thing that only kidney is excreting? No, every cell of our body is excreting. Now, from all these cells, the collection of excretory product is very important, and if they are not removed at the correct time, the cell will be damaged due to presence of those harmful products. So simple organisms to complex organisms, various methods of circulation is there. So you can see that the circulatory system can be open type and closed type. Can anyone brief me what do we mean by open type circulatory system and where we can find open type circulatory system? Any one of you? I taught this to you, open and closed type.
हाँ मैम जिसमें ब्लड डायरेक्टली बॉडी में जाता है और उसको ओपन टाइप बोलते हैं, और फिर क्लोज में कैपिलरीज, वेन्स और आर्टरीज में से सर्कुलेट होता है टू डिफरेंट बॉडी पार्ट्स.
डायरेक्टली बॉडी पार्ट्स में जाता है मतलब
हाँ मतलब हार्ट डायरेक्टली टिश्यूज में जाता है.
It's in direct contact with the tissue because the veins and arteries are not complete. They have gaps in between. So by blood can have opportunity to be in direct contact with the tissue, that is hemolymph or tissue fluid. Okay. So we have what type of circulatory system, open or closed?
Closed.
So in our case, if there is hemorrhage, then only the blood will come out of the body. You can see these two diagrams are quite well depicting the open circulatory system. So this one is the open circulatory system, and this one is the closed circulatory system. Okay. So in these two pictures of closed circulatory system and the previous one, that is in open circulatory system, you can clearly see the demarcation. Here the ends are having gaps through which the blood is coming in contact with the hemolymph. And here blood is never coming out of the capillary, it is constantly flowing from them. So in case of vertebrates, fish is having two-chambered heart with one atrium, one ventricle. Amphibian, three-chambered heart with two atrium but a single ventricle. Reptiles also have three-chambered heart, but this specific kind of partition shows that there is preparation of formation of four-chambered heart. In case of crocodile, in spite of that it's a reptile, it has four-chambered heart. And this is the partition in human circulatory system, which is making four-chambered heart, two atrium and two ventricle. Now my question is, if a heart of any organism is one-chambered or two-chambered, or if it is four-chambered, how does it matter कि उसमें कितने chambers रहने चाहिए? What are the characteristics of blood present in two-chamber, three-chamber, and what is the uniqueness in case four-chambered heart is present? Class?
Ma'am, in four-chamber heart, the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood is separated, so it helps to gain more energy to the body.
Very good answer, beta. That's what I was expecting. So in case of four-chambered heart, as you can see, the blood is not mixed. So the efficiency of circulation will be more. This part of the heart marked in blue will be responsible for carrying deoxygenated blood, and this one will be for oxygenated blood. Now, in vertebrate, they can have single circulation, incomplete double circulation, and double circulation. So what is this funda? In case of fish, the blood is mixed. So there is no demarcation of oxygenated and deoxygenated. Mixed blood will pass through heart once, then it will go to each and every part and again come back to the heart. In case of amphibian, although there was a structure which is improved because it is three-chambered, but still the blood that will come inside will go to ventricle, even if it is coming from left ventricle or right ventricle. It will come to the left atrium or right atrium. It will come to the single ventricle and pass. So that's why in ventricle the blood gets mixed and it will be incomplete double circulation. In proper double circulation, the one you can see here, the deoxygenated blood will be present at one side and oxygenated blood will be present at the other side. They will never mix. So why called double circulation? Because one time deoxygenated blood comes to the heart, second time oxygenated blood comes to the heart. And they are circulated to different part of body separately. That's why it is known as double circulation. You can see the details over here. So this is the pathway where deoxygenated blood will go to heart, then to gills. In gill, the deoxygenated blood is converted into oxygenated blood and it will go to body parts. Body parts will carry deoxygenated blood and go to heart. Okay, so this is the pathway of single circulation that is observed in fish. In incomplete double circulation, which is observed in amphibian and reptile, left atrium received oxygenated blood, right atrium gets deoxygenated blood, but as number of ventricle is 1, they get mixed up and the ventricle will pass the mixed blood. In double circulation, you people are more familiar with this. This is the scenario. Any doubts, anyone, about single, partial double circulation and double circulation? Is this concept clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All? Priyanshu is there present today? I don't think so. I can see him. I think Riva is there. Riva, you understood better? Riva, are you there? So we will move ahead. Now we will talk about human circulatory system. But before we go to human circulatory system, I request each one of you to tell me about what are the circulatory systems observed in lower animals. Can you tell me? What are the methods? Is blood the only mode of circulation in organisms, or they can get things can get circulated by some other means? Try your knowledge from animal kingdom classification. Class?
Ma'am, they can be water canal system or water vascular system.
Very good. It is water canal system or water vascular system. And that is one of the most important method for circulation too. So everyone should not have blood circulation system or lymph circulation system. The mode of circulation can be water also. Okay. So we will go back again to the description of human circulatory system. So human circulatory system is made up of blood vessels and heart. Okay. So blood vessels can be further categorized as artery, vein, and capillary. But while mentioning human circulatory system, we generally forget to talk about lymph. I told you and I taught you also in tissue chapter, we mentioned about lymph and lymphatic system also. So in blood vascular system, it has heart, blood, and blood vessels. So heart is the pumping organ which is responsible for pumping blood across the body. Now blood can be further subdivided into plasma and cells. Cells can be RBC, WBC and platelets. We already discussed about granulocytes and agranulocytes, which are types of WBC. What is the good name of WBC? Class?
Right.
No, that is the full name. I am asking about good name.
White blood corpuscles.
No.
Soldiers of our body.
There is a one word to describe WBC, RBC and platelets. Three of them can be described by three single words. What are these? You are supposed to know about them: erythrocyte, leukocyte and thrombocytes. Was it taught to you? Do not forget things, okay? Now blood vessels can be subdivided into artery, vein and capillaries. So basically arteries are originated from heart, and like veins are originated from body, and in lymphatic system it is having lymph, which is the main connective tissue, and they are carried by ducts called lymph vessels, and the swelled part of lymph vessel is called lymph nodes. So that is about human circulatory system, and these are the parts of human circulatory system. So first we will talk about the blood vascular system, and we will talk about blood over here. All these things are already discussed in tissue chapter, but once again we can have a quick recap that the majority part of blood cell is plasma, which is a slightly alkaline liquid of straw color, that means pale yellow color, and all the blood cells are suspended inside the plasma. They are floating inside the plasma. So these are the constituent of plasma. Kindly have a look and let me know if you have any question. So it has various types of useful proteins: glucose, amino acid, lipid, cholesterol. There are ions, there are gases, and plasma is a key determining factor because it acts as the medium of circulation. So it has water, so it's a very good solvent. So can you see the functions of plasma? Anyone, any doubt? So if you keep plasma for a long time, after some time you will be able to see that the plasma has some part which is clotted. That means the proteins and the cells present at that region will get precipitated. So these proteins and parts of the cells that get precipitated is known as clotting factor. And above clotting factor, the pure yellow straw color structure is known as serum. So do not get confused. Serum and plasma and lymph, these three are three separate things. They have similarities, but they are not same. By composition, these three are three different things. Okay, let us talk more about blood. These three types of cells are present in blood. I told you already. They are known as erythrocyte or red blood cell, leukocyte, WBC and thrombocytes, that is platelet. Now, these are features of erythrocyte. We already discussed all these things. That's why I am quickly going to swap them further. If anyone have any doubt later on, you can ask me. So where it is formed, how, what is its shape, what are its function, everything is mentioned here. Then about leukocytes, this is the count where they are formed, and these are different types of leukocytes. So these are the percentage of different types of leukocytes in blood. You can see that the neutrophils are maximum, and that is most abundant, and basophils are least abundant. So each and every WBC is known as for their own like functions. All of them are combinedly work to boost the immune system. In fact, our body's immune system, which help us to fight against diseases, is made up of WBCs only. Any questions about WBCs, class?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So these are features of platelets whose main function is blood clotting. You must have observed that when we have a cut or injury at any body part, after some time the flow of blood stops. Okay, so this stopping of blood clotting is like stopping of flow of blood is known, is demonstrated by these platelets. So we need to know that there is a mechanism of hemostasis. Do not get confused with homeostasis. Okay. Homeostasis is a separate thing, that is maintenance of internal condition. Here the spelling is hemostasis. Why this name? Because hem means blood and stasis means you are stopping the flow of blood. You are making it stagnant. That's why it is known as hemostasis. So we will look into the blood coagulation steps. This is a very important part where not many questions are asked. Kindly have a look into it carefully. So if there is at any site any injury, that injury is the part where platelets or the tissues of that area get destroyed. Now from these destroyed platelets, there will be release of a chemical called thromboplastin. So this coagulation or thrombin, which is stopping the blood flow, is known as thrombo. That's why अगर किसी इंसान को की बॉडी में internally blood clot हो जाता है, so we call that as a thrombosis. So this thromboplastin will be released by platelets. Now these thromboplastin will activate the thrombokines enzyme. So this thrombokinase enzyme will convert prothrombin into thrombin. So I guess you are following the route. First thromboplastin released by platelets will attack and convert thrombokinase. Okay. Now this thrombokinase in association with calcium ion and the hydrolysis will convert prothrombin. जैसे हम पढ़ते हैं ना pepsinogen. So pepsin is produced from pepsinogen. It's a precursor. Similarly, prothrombin से thrombin बनता है. Now this thrombin will convert fibrinogen, which is soluble, and as fibrinogen is soluble, it cannot stop the flow of blood. This thrombin will convert fibrinogen into fibrin, and fibrin is a net-like structure which will be formed at the portion of injury, and slowly and steadily it will stop the flow of blood. अब एक क्वेश्चन आता है सभी के माइंड में कि मैम कुछ कुछ केसेस में ब्लड फ्लो होता है एंड वी डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग, हम उसको घर पे ही मरहम पट्टी कर सकते हैं, एंड इन सम केसेस यू हैव टू बी हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड इनटू एंड देन यू हैव टू टेक स्टिचेस. Do you think the cases where we want to take मतलब have to take stitches, there this blood clotting doesn't take place? What is your view on it? और अगर ब्लड क्लॉटिंग होता भी है तो हमें क्यों स्टिचेस लेना पड़ता है?
Ma'am, because the blood clotting is time taking.
Yes, the formation of clot is time taking, and if blood is gushing out of your body with a very high speed, in that case, unless and until you are using some kind of external source to stop flow of blood, it is very difficult for body to manage. Okay, that's why doctors do not wait, क्योंकि अगर आप blood clotting के लिए रुकने लगे, then too much blood will be spilled and you will die due to spillage of blood. That's why it is suggested not to wait. In such cases, you need to be immediately hospitalized and doctors can stitch your body parts. So you can see it is with beautiful diagrams, the clotting of blood is mentioned. So these are platelets. If there is any breakage at any part of skin or blood vessel will activate platelets, and finally clot will be formed. You can see the clot structure, which is actually tied up by fibrin. I told you it's a mesh-like structure. And finally, these clots will stop the blood to flow out. So that's all for today. I will not continue today for blood grouping. In our next lecture, we will discuss about blood grouping definitely, and we can have some discussion also on blood grouping. And after that discussion, we will talk about the different types of blood vessels and description of heart, because we should know our circulatory system well. So today till this only, beta. Any question from your side?
No, ma'am.
So you can stop the lecture. I will say bye to all of you. Bye, beta. And we will meet tomorrow.
Bye,
and
ma'am.
continue further. Okay, bye.